from from the business standpoint?
Yeah.
Are they concerned about the return on investment, or they not really?
Absolutely. So that's a good question. Serializing your process, I think, is fairly universally understood to be, you're not necessarily going to improve your process reliability or your OEE or however you measure it. It's adding a layer of complexity. So you're going to get a few more rejects. Typically, you're going to get a little more downtime when you're troubleshooting issues that happen. So in general, OEE, you might be flat or you might be a little bit less when you implement serialization, depending on what system you choose, how well you've been trained to understand it, and how well that company supports. And every company seems to support better or worse, but none of them are extremely good at the support. So there's that angle. What else? To be honest, I lost my train of thought. Tell me your question again.
The question was about the KPIs that the companies are using to assess. The return on investment on track and trace.
Thank you. I felt like I was in a political debate and I forgot what I was being asked.
That's all right.
So that's reliability of the process. The other KPI that might be used is, of course, now you have more data on rejects and process reliability from a quality point of view. You're doing more vision inspection, and you might have installed a better quality printer or laser printer, and one that behaves better in a reliable production environment. So now you may actually have fewer quality rejects because of the process you put in place. Or you may just simply get better data on how exactly many rejects you're talking about in your process. So there's that. And again, if you've done full replacements of systems, you'd be interested in, of course, you just spent $1 million on a brand new labeler from Weiler with a serialization system on it. That's a lot of money. It's, again, in the pharma world, pretty universally understood that you're doing this because of regulations, and you are never going to make that money back. Because of serializing, you're not going to make back millions of dollars of capital investment, and that's just a fact of life, and it's a necessary evil. So the small pharma companies and the non-pharma companies are absolutely 100% looking to minimize their investment and spend as little on brand new equipment and little on hardware and software as they can, and only incrementally as much as they can. So balancing that with, well, you better than buy a system that is easily upgradable, easily adding new markets, global markets with new requirements, new regulations. You've got to balance the two. You can't go too simple in the front, or else you'll end up paying for it in the end after you've gone through India, China, EU, and US, and you've got this system that needs to be reprogrammed every time. So it's definitely something they are thinking about.
So basically, the companies think about the track and trace is sort of necessary evil. This is the cost to do the business. If you don't have it in place, the FDAs of the world are not going to let you be in the business. The companies are not considering the track and trace as an investment to improve the business, to drive an additional revenue. Is that sort of a good summary?
That's exactly right. Yep, that's exactly right. And the non-pharma, non-regulated doing this because I have to type people, they also may be looking at, even other business drivers than what we just were talking about. But if they've decided that, for example, ag products are being diverted terribly in India,